Tonight, the moon vanishes. By tomorrow, the tides are dying. In a few million years, the whole planet starts to tip over. And the strangest part? You wouldn't feel the worst of it for a very long time. Here's exactly what happens, step by step. First, the rules. This is a thought experiment. The moon doesn't explode. No chunks rain down on us. It simply blinks out of existence. Gone. The Earth keeps spinning. We keep circling the sun at the same speed. The only two things that disappear are the moon's light and the moon's gravity. So at first, almost nothing. You look up. The night sky is empty. No glowing disk, no craters, just stars and a black gap where the moon used to hang. And right away, we lose things. No more eclipses, no harvest moon, no silver path of light stretched across the ocean at night. Half the poetry of the sky switched off in an instant. That first night, billions of people step outside to look up. Phones raised, pointed at nothing. For a week, it's the only story on Earth. And then, strangely, life just carries on. The sun still rises, the clocks still work. It feels like we got away with it. We didn't. Then the nights get dark. Really dark. A full moon is bright enough to read by. Take it away, and the darkness is total. Just starlight and the black shapes of the land. For us, that's eerie. For animals, it's chaos. Moths navigate by the moon. Without it, they spiral. Newly hatched sea turtles crawl toward the brightest horizon, usually moonlight on the water. Now they crawl the wrong way, inland to die. Corals time their once-a-year spawning to the lunar cycle. Lions hunt by its phases. An entire hidden clock, running on moonlight, quietly breaks. But that's the gentle part, because the moon was never just a light. It was pulling on us, constantly, every single day. The moon's gravity drags the oceans into a bulge. That bulge, sweeping around the planet, is the tide. Remove the moon, and the tides don't vanish. The sun still tugs a little, but they shrink to roughly a third of what they are now. And tides are not decoration. They flush nutrients along every coastline. They feed the tide pools, the marshes, the mangroves, the nurseries where a huge share of all ocean life begins. Crabs, mussels, starfish, snails, their entire world runs on the water rising and falling. Slow that rhythm to a crawl, and those ecosystems begin to starve. The whole food web wobbles from the bottom up. And it isn't only wildlife. Whole human coasts run on the tide. Fishermen who time every trip by it. Harbors that empty and fill with the water. The giant tidal bores that surge up rivers like a wall. The power stations that turn the tide into electricity. All of it slows to a faint, sluggish pulse. And we are still not at the dangerous part. Here's something nobody feels day to day. The moon is also a brake. Its gravity has been gently slowing Earth's spin for billions of years. That drag is why our day is 24 hours long, and not 6. With the moon gone, the braking stops. Our day length freezes, locked in, more or less forever. Strange, but survivable. This next part is not. Spin atop, watch it wobble, then tip. Earth is atop too, spinning in space, tilted 23.5 degrees. That tilt is the entire reason we have seasons. Summer, winter, the planting, the harvest. The whole calendar of life leans on that one angle. And here's the secret. The moon is what holds that angle steady. It's a massive counterweight, anchoring our tilt, keeping the wobble tiny. Take it away, and there's nothing left to hold us. Over millions of years, the tilt begins to wander. And it doesn't wander a little. We actually have a preview. Mars. Mars has only 2 tiny moons, barely more than captured asteroids, almost no anchor, and over millions of years, Scientists think Mars has tumbled between roughly 10 and 60 degrees of tilt. Its ice caps migrated. Its climate lurched from one extreme to another. A whole planet rolling slowly back and forth with nothing to steady it. That could become us. Models suggest Earth's tilt could swing wildly from nearly zero all the way past 45 degrees. At zero, the seasons simply switch off. No summer, no winter. The poles never thaw. Push it to 45 and you get the opposite. Monstrous lurching extremes. Picture living through that. In summer, the sun climbs almost straight overhead at the poles. Months of relentless daylight, ice melting in torrents. Then, half a year later, months of total frozen darkness. Whole continents baking, then buried under ice. The Sahara freezes solid. Ages later, it's an oven again. Ice sheets grind down over cities, pull back, and return. A climate that will not sit still, heaving across thousands of years, never letting life settle into a rhythm. And some scientists think this is the real reason we're even here. That the moon's steadying hand kept Earth's climate calm enough, long enough, for complex life to slowly evolve. No stable tilt, maybe no us. And remember the time scale. This isn't a disaster movie. It's slower than empires. Hundreds of generations could be born, live, and die before the tilt drifts far enough to matter. Each one looking up at an empty sky, slowly forgetting there was ever a moon there at all. So here's the real answer. The moon isn't scenery. It isn't just a romantic light hung up for poets. It's a counterweight, a brake, an anchor, a quiet machine that has been holding our oceans, our seasons, and our climate steady for 4 billion years. Take it away, and we don't die overnight. The horror is slower and stranger than that. The tides fade, the nights go black, the animals lose their way, and then, over ages, the whole planet begins to lean, tipping toward a future with no seasons at all, or seasons gone completely mad. The moon was never just along for the ride. It was holding the whole thing together.